My child, come closer and listen to me carefully, because what I am about to say is meant specifically for you. You have been questioning yourself lately, questioning your choices, questioning whether you are truly on the right path. You smile on the outside, but inside there is a quiet restlessness that refuses to go away. You keep asking, why do I still feel unsettled even though I'm trying my best? Hear me clearly. That feeling is not failure. It is awareness. I am opening your eyes to things you once ignored. I am sharpening your discernment. I am teaching your spirit to recognize what no longer fits the future I am preparing for you. You are not losing direction. You are outgrowing distractions. There are people, habits, and patterns that once felt comfortable, but now feel heavy. That discomfort is not accidental. It is my hand gently pushing you forward. You were never meant to stay where you first learned to survive. You were meant to move into a place where you can truly live. That is why your soul feels restless, because comfort without growth can quietly become a cage. I know you've been trying to hold everything together, trying to be strong, trying to meet expectations, yours and everyone else's. But I did not create you to carry everything alone. I see the moments when you feel exhausted but keep going. I see the nights when your thoughts refuse to be quiet. I see the prayers you whisper when no one else is listening. And I want you to know this. I have not overlooked a single tear. I have not missed a single prayer. I have not forgotten a single promise. Even when you feel uncertain, I am steady. Even when you feel unsure, my plan remains clear. You are being guided, even when the path feels unfamiliar. Trust me enough to release what no longer aligns with who you are becoming. This is not the end of anything good. This is the beginning of something more aligned, more purposeful, more peaceful. Stay with me. There is more unfolding than you can see right now. My child, I know the uncertainty has been unsettling. Not knowing what comes next can make your heart feel uneasy. But understand this. Clarity does not always come before obedience. Sometimes I ask you to move before the full picture is revealed. Not to confuse you, but to teach you trust. You have been waiting for everything to make sense before taking the next step. But faith grows strongest when you walk forward even while questions remain. I am not asking you to have all the answers. I am asking you to stay close to me. There are moments when you feel like you are behind in life, like others are moving ahead while you are still trying to understand your own direction. But do not compare your journey to anyone else's timeline. I design paths individually. What looks like delay to you is often preparation in my hands. I am strengthening your character in ways success alone never could. I am building depth in you. Depth that will sustain you when responsibilities increase and when influence grows. You see waiting as wasted time. I see it as foundation. If I rushed you forward before your roots were strong, the weight of what you prayed for could overwhelm you. That is why I slow things down. That is why I refine you quietly. That is why progress feels internal before it ever becomes visible. Do not mistake silence for absence. I am working even when it feels quiet. Every unanswered question is shaping discernment. Every pause is strengthening patience. Every moment of uncertainty is teaching you to lean on me instead of your own understanding. You are not drifting. You are being positioned. Trust the process you cannot yet explain. I am leading you step by step, even now. My child, I need you to hear this clearly. You are not weak for feeling tired. You are not broken because some days feel heavier than others. What you are experiencing is the weight of growth. When you outgrow a season, the familiar starts to feel uncomfortable. The routines that once felt safe no longer bring peace. The dreams that once satisfied you now feel incomplete. That is not confusion. That is transformation. I am stretching your capacity, and stretching is never painless. It pulls on places you did not know existed. It challenges your limits. It demands surrender. You keep asking why old patterns no longer work, why you cannot return to who you used to be. It is because that version of you was built for a smaller assignment. I am preparing you for more. You cannot carry new responsibility with an old mindset. You cannot step into deeper purpose while holding on to shallow trust. So I allow discomfort, not to harm you, but to awaken you. Some relationships are shifting because they were meant to support an earlier chapter. Some doors are closing because what lies ahead requires a different focus. And some prayers feel unanswered because I am answering them in a way you did not expect. Do not fear the changes happening within you. I am not taking anything valuable away. I am removing what limits you. I am teaching you to listen more closely to my voice than to the noise around you, to choose obedience over approval, to choose peace over control. There will be moments when you feel alone in this process, but you are never abandoned. I am closer than ever, guiding, refining, protecting. Stay receptive, stay humble, stay willing. You are becoming who you prayed to be, even if the journey looks different than you imagined. Trust me here, my child. There are moments when you feel like you are carrying more than anyone else can see. You smile on the outside, but inside your heart is processing questions you don't know how to put into words. I see that weight. I feel every silent sigh. I notice every prayer you whisper when no one else is listening. You have been strong for a long time, so strong that people assume you don't need support, so strong that you rarely ask for help. But strength does not mean you must carry everything alone. I never asked you to do this by yourself. You were not created to rely only on your own understanding. You were created to walk with me, to lean on me, to release what overwhelms you into my hands. Some of the heaviness you feel comes from trying to control outcomes that were never yours to manage. You replay conversations. You analyze decisions. You worry about how things will turn out. But listen to me now. Your responsibility is obedience, not prediction. You do not need to know how everything will unfold. You only need to stay faithful in the step right in front of you. When you release the need to have everything figured out, peace will begin to return. Not because the situation changes instantly, but because your trust deepens. I am working beyond what you can see. I am aligning circumstances. I am protecting you from outcomes you never prayed for. I am guiding you away from paths that look good, but would cost you your peace. Even the delays you dislike are acts of mercy. Rest your heart here. You do not have to rush. You do not have to prove anything. You do not have to carry tomorrow today. I am already there, and I am holding you steady as we move forward together. My child, there is something else I need you to understand. The resistance you are facing right now is not a sign you are on the wrong path. Often, it is confirmation that you are moving in the right direction. When you choose growth, comfort will protest. When you choose purpose, fear will speak louder. When you choose to trust me more deeply, doubt will try to interrupt. But do not confuse opposition with failure. Some doors feel heavy to push because they are gateways to change. Some decisions feel difficult because they require faith, not certainty. And some moments test you because they are shaping endurance. You have been praying for clarity, yet I have been developing courage. Because courage will carry you even when clarity feels delayed. I am teaching you how to stand firm without needing constant reassurance. How to remain grounded even when emotions rise and fall. How to move forward without approval from everyone around you. You are learning discernment. You are learning restraint. You are learning to hear me above every competing voice. This is not accidental. It is intentional. The strength forming in you now will support blessings that once would have overwhelmed you. The wisdom growing in you now will guide others someday. The faith deepening in you now will anchor you during seasons when storms come unexpectedly. Do not rush this process. Do not minimize what I am doing. You are not behind. You are being built properly. Stay present. Stay faithful. Stay surrendered. What I am forming in you will last far longer than what you are eager to reach. My child, I know there are moments when your heart asks quietly, am I really making progress? Because outwardly, life may look the same. The surroundings haven't changed much. The answers haven't arrived yet. But inside you, everything is changing. You are thinking differently. You are responding differently. Things that once triggered you no longer control you the same way. You are becoming more aware of what drains you and what restores you. That is growth. Even when it feels slow. I am teaching you patience without frustration, trust without visible proof, peace without perfect circumstances. These lessons cannot be rushed. They must be lived. You are learning to pause instead of reacting, to pray instead of panicking, to listen instead of forcing outcomes. And every time you choose me in the middle of uncertainty, your foundation becomes stronger. I see you resisting old habits that once defined you. I see you walking away from patterns that kept you stuck. I see you choosing integrity even when no one is watching. Do not underestimate these quiet victories. Heaven celebrates what the world overlooks. Soon, there will come a moment when you realize you are no longer who you used to be, and you will understand why certain things had to end, why certain paths had to close, why certain prayers were answered with waiting. You are being shaped for a future that requires maturity, not haste. Stay anchored in me. You are closer than you think. My child, there will be moments when the enemy tries to convince you that your effort does not matter. that your prayers are unheard, that your faith is unnoticed. Do not believe that lie. Nothing you have done in obedience has been wasted. Every prayer spoken in faith, every choice made with integrity, every time you chose patience over panic, it has all been seen. I am a God who remembers. There are seeds you planted in seasons of tears. There are sacrifices you made that no one applauded. There were nights you cried quietly and still chose to trust me. Those moments are not forgotten. They are preparing a harvest that will arrive in its appointed time. You are not delayed. You are aligned. I am arranging things in ways you could not orchestrate yourself. I am protecting you from shortcuts that would have cost you later. I am positioning you for peace, not just progress. Soon, what felt like endurance will turn into testimony. What felt like silence will reveal purpose. What felt like waiting will become gratitude. Until then, remain steady. Remain faithful. Remain close to me. I will not fail you. I will not abandon you. I will not stop working until what I promised is fulfilled in your life. Trust me, through this chapter, the ending will be worth it. My child, there is a quiet strength rising within you that you may not even recognize yet. It is not loud. It does not announce itself, but it is steady, rooted, and unshakable. This strength is born when you choose faith, even after disappointment, when you choose hope, even after delay, when you choose love, even after being misunderstood. You are learning how to stand without needing constant affirmation, how to move forward without explaining yourself to everyone, how to remain kind without allowing others to take advantage of your heart. That balance you are developing, it matters. I am teaching you discernment so you know when to speak and when to stay silent, when to hold on and when to let go, when to give more and when to rest. Not everyone is meant to understand your process. Not everyone is meant to walk every step with you, and that is okay. Some people were assigned to a season, not a lifetime. Releasing them does not mean you failed. It means you matured. I am also healing places in you that were wounded quietly. Disappointments you never spoke about. Expectations that were never met. Moments where you felt unseen or undervalued. I am restoring your confidence without hardening your heart. I am strengthening your boundaries without removing your compassion. You are becoming grounded, anchored, secure in who you are in me. And as this inner work continues, you will notice something powerful. You are no longer moved by things that once shook you. That is not distance. That is growth. Stay with me. What I am building within you will sustain everything I'm about to place before you. My child, I want you to recognize what is happening beneath the surface right now. You are not just healing, you are becoming steady. There was a time when emotions easily controlled your direction. When one bad moment could derail your peace. When one discouraging word could linger in your heart for days. But look at you now. You still feel deeply, yet you are no longer ruled by every feeling. You pause. You reflect. You bring your thoughts to me instead of letting them spiral. That is maturity. I am teaching you how to respond with wisdom instead of reacting from wounds. How to choose peace even when provoked. How to remain gentle without being weak. This balance is rare. and it is valuable. The world rewards noise, urgency, and emotional impulse. But I'm shaping you for discernment, timing, and spiritual authority. Soon, people will come to you not because you have all the answers, but because you carry calm, because your presence feels safe, because your words are measured and your spirit is anchored. You may not feel ready for that responsibility, but readiness comes through formation, not instant confidence. I am preparing you quietly so that when influence increases, your character can sustain it. Do not rush the strengthening. Do not compare your pace to anyone else's progress. What I am building in you is meant to last. Remain attentive to my voice. Remain sensitive to my leading. Remain humble in this season. You are being trusted with something deeper than you realize. And I'm pleased with the way you are allowing me to shape your heart, my child. There will come moments when you look back and barely recognize the person you once were. Not because you lost yourself, but because you were refined. You used to doubt your worth when things did not work out. You used to question your value when others did not choose you. You used to feel anxious when outcomes were uncertain. But now, something has shifted. You are learning that your identity is not built on results, opinions, or approval. It is rooted in me. That is why rejection does not wound you the way it once did. That is why delay does not shake you the way it used to. That is why silence no longer feels like abandonment. You are grounded. I am teaching you that peace is not found when everything goes right, but when your heart stays aligned, even when things are unclear. This alignment matters more than you understand, because where I am leading you, you will need inner stability more than outer validation. You will need discernment more than applause. You will need faith more than certainty. I am preparing you to walk through doors that require confidence without arrogance and humility without fear. You will not rush. You will not force. You will not beg for what I have already assigned to you. You will walk with quiet assurance, knowing that what is meant for you will meet you at the right time. Stay close to me. Let me continue this work in you. What is ahead will demand exactly the strength I am forming now. My child, I want you to notice something important. The way your heart now seeks me before it seeks answers. There was a time when you searched everywhere else first. You looked for reassurance in people. You looked for certainty in circumstances. You looked for peace and control. But now, when uncertainty rises, your spirit turns toward me. That is not coincidence. That is connection. I am becoming your first response, not your last option. And that changes everything. Because when I'm at the center, confusion loses its power. Fear no longer dominates. Anxiety no longer decides your direction. You are learning to listen instead of rushing, to wait instead of forcing, to trust instead of assuming the worst. This is how faith matures. I know there are still moments when doubt tries to whisper, when the future feels unclear, when the timing tests your patience. But now, those moments do not control you. They refine you. You no longer panic when things take longer than expected. You no longer feel threatened by someone else's progress. You no longer measure your worth by comparison. You are secure in me. That security will carry you into places you once feared. It will allow you to stand calmly where you once felt intimidated. It will help you speak with clarity where you once stayed silent. I am shaping you to move with confidence that does not need permission. Remain anchored here. This inner transformation is preparing you for a future that requires both strength and grace. My child, as you grow more anchored in me, you will notice something else beginning to happen. Your priorities are changing. Things that once demanded your attention no longer hold the same power. What once distracted you now feels unnecessary. What once drained you now feels heavy to carry. This is not loss. This is clarity. I am teaching you to recognize what deserves your energy and what does not. To invest your heart wisely. To guard your peace intentionally. You are learning that not every battle needs your reaction. Not every opinion needs your response. Not every invitation needs your yes. This discernment is a gift. It will protect your future. It will preserve your joy. It will keep you focused on what truly matters. I am also strengthening your ability to forgive without reopening wounds. To love without losing yourself. To walk away without resentment. These are signs of healing that runs deep. You are no longer controlled by what hurt you. You are guided by what is shaping you. And as your inner world becomes steadier, your outer world will begin to align. Opportunities will appear naturally. Connections will form organically. Doors will open without force. Because when your heart is aligned, your steps become ordered. Stay attentive to me. Let me continue to lead you gently. What is unfolding in your life is not random. It is intentional, and it is good. My child, there is a calm settling over you now that did not exist before. Not because every question has been answered, but because your trust has deepened. You are no longer chasing certainty. You are walking in faith. This is a sacred shift. You are learning how to move forward without needing reassurance at every step. How to remain steady even when the path ahead unfolds slowly. How to trust my guidance even when the next turn is not yet visible. This kind of faith is not loud or dramatic. It is quiet, consistent, enduring. I see how you have stopped arguing with the process, how you have released the need to rush what I am forming, how you have chosen surrender over resistance. That choice is shaping your destiny. There will be moments ahead when others question your patience, when they do not understand why you are not rushing, why you are not anxious, why you are not reacting the way they expect. Let them wonder. You are learning how to move at the pace of my peace, not the pressure of the world. I am aligning you with opportunities that require wisdom, not impulsiveness. With responsibilities that require maturity, not haste. With blessings that require stewardship, not impatience. Because what I am entrusting to you will not be temporary. It will require depth. And depth is built slowly. Remain here with me. The ground beneath you is becoming firm. Your steps are becoming sure. And the season ahead will reveal why this preparation was necessary. And as you remain here with me, I want you to understand this clearly. Nothing about this season has been wasted. Every pause, every delay, every quiet moment has been strengthening something within you that will sustain you long after this chapter ends. You are not being held back. You are being rooted. What I am building in you now will allow you to stand steady when things begin to move faster, when responsibilities increase, when blessings multiply, when others look to you for guidance. You will not be overwhelmed then, because you learned how to be grounded now. Carry this peace with you. Do not rush away from it. Let it shape the way you speak, the way you decide, and the way you rest. And if these words met you right where you are today, allow your heart to respond. You may take a moment to quietly acknowledge this message, a simple sign of agreement, a small act of faith. If you feel led, you can like this message so it may reach others who are also being prepared in silence. You may leave a comment, even a single word like "Amen" or "I trust you," as a prayer spoken from your heart. And if you desire to continue walking through these moments of clarity, peace, and guidance together, you are welcome to subscribe and remain here. Not out of obligation, but out of connection. Remember this, my child. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are becoming. Stay patient. Stay attentive. Stay close to me. What is coming will make sense of everything that came before. Go forward now in peace. I am with you, and I will continue to guide your steps.